until he gets the cradle and everything fabricated, so we get locations and stuff like that for the fuel cell. Fuel cell won't be here until Monday. Our rest of our suspension probably won't be here till tomorrow or maybe even Monday. So we're just gonna do what we can. Right now I'm running the lines for the AccuSump. It's like an oil pressure threshold that gives your engine oil pressure if it ever loses oil pressure. Handy feature to have if you're drifting. Probably gonna try and make a mounting bracket for the ECU and the fuse block and give us access to the OBD2 port and maybe try to figure out some gauges.
Take and notch these two right here, and then I'm going to take and cut 2 more pieces for inside here, and the cradle is finished. Then we're going to add the battery stuff and radiator mount. We should be good. Oh, and a jack point.
Yo, you want Pico?
Pico, yes please.
I don't know.
Text me when you're coming back.
Chris is the chicken grill connoisseur.
Alright, so for the power distribution here, we got this going to the ignition power of our switch panel. But what we do have here is a bunch of additional leads now that we can run all of our gauges for, because we're going to need a wideband gauge, a boost gauge, and a couple other things that we're not going to be able to pull from the live data from the ECU for our main cluster. So this gives us the option to add some circuits and a few other things as we start putting the car together. So I have the power wire from the ARC coming right here, and then I'm going to keep the spade connector here. I've put an insulated one on there, just so that way if I need to disconnect it or have access to anything or pull that out to replace it, I don't have to cut any wires or anything.
That thing ain't going nowhere.
Where's it going?
Getting nowhere. Well, this is our fancy little portable notcher. Not so portable. Allows you to put a notch in said pipe, so it'll lock right into place.
Locker in.
Locker. And I always mark on what it says not, but that's the one I'm actually gonna notch. That makes any sense. Get it in there. Nope. You're gonna have to hand notch it. Which is gonna suck a big time. Yep. But this side I can do. I can do these guys. These little guys right here. These little guys.
Here to here, like, you know, we'll do some of the thinner stuff like the 1-inch or some square stock or something like that.
Do you have the 1-inch, Josh, or no?
I don't, but we can pick some up.
And then we need something to come down in the back here for a secondary support that we can put a plate on, and that plate's where our surge tank's going to mount and our battery's going to mount.
And the surge tank on top?
No, the surge tank is going to, the top of the surge tank is going to sit level with the top of the fuel cell. So that way everything sits nice and flush. So our lines are just going to go up, over, and then down to the surge tank. It'll be super clean setup.
Chris drew me this pretty little thing. Looks kind of like an iron that I got to cut out of aluminium.
We're making a tiny ironing board.
There it is. Bingo. Tiny ironing
Here's
board.
map.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna catch on. So right now I am building a plate for the surge tank and battery to be placed on. So I'll have one more pipe coming out on the back of here. This plate will go on top of that, and I have a battery and a surge tank. the notcher that I have, you have to be able to have like about 6 inches to be able to grab it to notch it. So I'm going to grind it down and make a hand notch, which fits just as good, as long as you get your angle right. So a lot of people ask the difference between DOM and normal pipe. DOM tubing is actually, if you look inside of here, there's no seam. So it's not a cold rolled steel where they take and they put it in a roller and then they weld the seam on it. This is actually all one solid piece. There's no weld in here. It's very strong. So that's the difference between DOM and normal piping. So I am marking these a 1/2 inch down, which is right there. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take and put my grinder at a 45 degree at this and take off that much. From that center point down to this line with the T, and do the same on the other side. And what it'll do is it'll create its own notch. Then I take and I grind out the inside, round this off so it actually fits flush onto here, which is what I did for all of those down there. So we finished up the rear of the car, got the surge tank and the battery in there, battery mount, everything's good in the back. We're ready for the new body kit to come in so we can make the bash bar around the rear end. We'll probably start working on the front end tomorrow just because this part's done. I can move up to the front, I'll let Chris do his lines and fuel hoses and whatnot in the back, and we'll start on the front. Make a new bash bar, tube chassis the front end, and go from there. Like, subscribe, tag a friend, and maybe share. Comment too. You, Cristiano, you better comment.
I will.
And grab me a beer. 4 favors.
It's past 5 o'clock.
Yep,
Oh, it's definitely past 5.
way past 5 o'clock.
The drift gods are kind to me today. Yes.
Goddamn music is over the ear. Cut that.